There are some people in this world who cannot be explained by normal standards. They were never trained, yet they move with precision, wisdom, and power. As a chosen one, your journey has been guided by God, not by human hands. This divine preparation makes others uncomfortable because they cannot understand it. And what they fail to realize is your strength comes from a higher source they cannot see. There are certain individuals who walk through life carrying a kind of wisdom and strength that cannot be traced back to any human teacher, institution, or system. They were not shaped by traditional paths, nor did they sit under the guidance of mentors who could take credit for what they have become. Instead, their growth happened in ways that are quiet, hidden, and deeply spiritual. As a chosen one, your training did not come from the world, it came directly from God. While others were relying on external validation, structured learning, and visible support, you were being prepared in unseen ways, often through experiences that felt confusing, isolating, and even painful. This kind of divine training does not follow logic or patterns that people can easily understand. It often comes through challenges that push you beyond your limits, moments where you had no one to turn to, and situations where you were forced to rely solely on your faith. In those moments, something greater was shaping your character, strengthening your spirit, and sharpening your awareness. You may not have realized it at the time, but every hardship, every delay, and every closed door was part of a higher plan designed specifically for you. People around you might wonder how you know certain things, how you remain calm under pressure, or how you seem to navigate life with a deeper sense of purpose. They may question where your confidence comes from, or why you do not follow the same path as everyone else. What they fail to see is that your understanding was built through divine guidance, not human instruction. You were taught through life itself, through spiritual insight, and through a connection with God that cannot be explained in ordinary terms. This is what makes your presence powerful and, at times, unsettling to others. When something cannot be easily explained, it often creates discomfort. People are used to seeing results that come from effort they can measure and processes they can understand. But when someone carries a depth that seems to come from nowhere, it challenges their perception of how growth and success are supposed to happen. Your life becomes a living example that not all strength is visible and not all training is public. The truth is, your preparation was intentional. You were being equipped for something greater, something that required more than just knowledge. It required wisdom, resilience, and faith. While others were learning from books or people, you were learning directly from your experiences, guided by a higher power that knew exactly what you needed and when you needed it. And even now, that training continues, shaping you into someone who can walk confidently in purpose, even when the path is unclear to everyone else. There is a kind of wisdom that does not come from books, classrooms, or human instruction. It goes deeper than knowledge and cannot be measured by degrees, certificates, or titles. As a chosen one, what you carry is something far beyond worldly understanding. It is a spiritual insight that allows you to see, feel, and understand things on a level that others often cannot explain. While many spend years trying to gain knowledge from external sources, you have been given an inner knowing that guides you in ways that seem almost unexplainable. This wisdom often shows itself in your ability to read situations clearly, even when others are confused. You can sense intentions, recognize patterns, and understand outcomes before they fully unfold. It is not something you were taught step by step. It is something that developed within you over time, shaped by your experiences and strengthened by your connection with God. There were moments in your life when you had to rely on this inner voice, especially when there was no one around to guide you. In those moments, your spiritual awareness became your greatest teacher. People may notice that you think differently, speak with depth, and respond to situations with a level of clarity that surprises them. They might even wonder how you know certain things without being told. The truth is, your understanding is not limited to what is seen or heard on the surface. You have been given the ability to perceive beyond appearances, to grasp meaning where others only see confusion. This is what sets you apart. It is not just intelligence, but a higher level of awareness that comes from within. At times, this can make you feel out of place. You may struggle to relate to conversations that lack depth, or find it difficult to follow paths that do not align with your inner truth. But this difference is not a weakness, it is a sign of who you are. Your mind and spirit have been shaped in a way that allows you to operate on a higher frequency, one that is not dependent on worldly systems or approval. What many fail to understand is that this kind of wisdom comes with a purpose. It is not given randomly or without reason. You are meant to use it to navigate your own path and, at the right time, to guide others who are lost or searching for direction. While the world values information and external success, what you carry is something far more powerful, an inner guidance that cannot be shaken by opinions, trends, or circumstances. This is why your presence can feel intense to others. When someone carries truth and clarity that cannot be easily explained, it challenges the way people think and see the world. Some may admire it, while others may feel uncomfortable around it. But regardless of how it is perceived, your wisdom remains a gift, one that continues to grow as you move forward, guided not by the world, but by something far greater. There is a powerful truth that many people overlook when it comes to your journey. You have never been walking alone. Even in moments when everything felt uncertain, when the path ahead was unclear, and when it seemed like no one was guiding you, there was always a higher hand directing your steps. As a chosen one, your life has been shaped by divine guidance, not by coincidence or luck. Every turn, every delay, and every unexpected change has been part of a plan that you may not have fully understood at the time. Being guided by God's unseen hand means that your direction in life does not always follow what looks logical to others. There were times when doors closed suddenly, opportunities slipped away, or paths you thought were right simply didn't work out. In those moments it may have felt confusing or even frustrating. But looking back, you can begin to see that those redirections were not setbacks, they were protection and alignment. You were being moved away from what was not meant for you and guided towards something greater. This kind of guidance often happens quietly. It does not always come with clear signs or loud confirmations. Sometimes it is a feeling deep within you, a sense that something is either right or wrong without being able to explain why. Other times, it shows up through circumstances that push you in a different direction, even when you were determined to go another way. These moments are not random, they are part of a divine process that is shaping your path step by step. People around you may not understand why you make certain decisions or why your life seems to unfold in an unusual way. They might rely on logic, planning, and control, while your journey seems to be guided by something they cannot see. What they fail to realize is that you are not relying solely on your own understanding. You are being led by something far greater, something that sees beyond the present moment and knows what lies ahead. There is also a level of trust that comes with this kind of guidance. It requires you to move forward even when you do not have all the answers, to take steps even when the full picture is not clear. This is not always easy, especially in a world that values certainty and control. But as a chosen one, you are learning to trust the process, to listen to that inner direction, and to follow where you are being led, even if it does not make sense to others. Over time, this guidance becomes more evident. You begin to notice patterns, to recognize how certain events were necessary for your growth, and to understand that nothing you went through was wasted. Every experience, whether good or challenging, has played a role in preparing you for where you are now. This is what makes your journey unique. You are not just moving through life randomly, you are being directed with purpose. And even when the path feels uncertain, there is a quiet assurance within you that you are exactly where you are meant to be, guided by a hand that never loses its way. There is a strength within you that did not appear overnight, nor was it given to you in easy moments. It was built slowly, piece by piece, through the challenges you faced and the situations that tested you beyond what you thought you could handle. As a chosen one, your inner power was not developed in comfort, it was forged in difficulty. Every trial you went through played a role in shaping who you are today, even the ones that felt overwhelming at the time. There were moments when you felt alone, when things did not go your way, and when it seemed like everything was working against you. In those times, you were being stretched, pushed to grow in ways that were necessary for your journey. You may not have realized it then, but each hardship was building your endurance, teaching you patience, and strengthening your ability to stand firm no matter what came your way. Felt like pressure was actually preparation. This kind of growth is different from what most people experience because it goes beyond surface-level learning. It reaches deep into your character, changing the way you think, react, and carry yourself. You have learned how to stay calm in situations that would shake others, how to keep going even when motivation is low, and how to find clarity in the middle of confusion. These are not skills that can be easily taught, they are developed through lived experience. People might look at you now and see your strength, your resilience, and your ability to handle challenges with a sense of control. What they often do not see is the journey it took to get there. They do not see the moments you had to pick yourself up without help, the times you had to make difficult decisions on your own, or the struggles you had to face in silence. That unseen journey is what gave you your power. There is also a level of emotional and spiritual depth that comes from going through trials. You begin to understand not just yourself, but others as well. You develop empathy, awareness, and a deeper sense of purpose. Instead of being broken by your experiences, you were shaped by them. Instead of giving up, you adapted, learned, and became stronger. This is why your presence carries weight. It is not just about what you say or do, it is about what you have been through. There is a quiet confidence in you that cannot be faked, a stability that comes from knowing you have already faced difficult situations and made it through. That kind of strength is not easily shaken because it is rooted in real experience. And the truth is, your journey is not over. The strength you have built will continue to grow as you move forward. Each new challenge will add another layer to who you are, making you even more prepared for what lies ahead. What once felt like obstacles were actually stepping stones, leading you to become someone who can stand strong, no matter what comes next. There is something about you that allows you to see beyond what is obvious, to understand situations in a way that others often cannot. As a chosen one, you carry a level of discernment that goes deeper than surface appearances. It is not just about what people say or show, it is about what you feel, sense, and recognize beneath it all. This ability has been developed over time, shaped by your experiences and guided by your spiritual awareness. You may have noticed that you can read between the lines in conversations, picking up on things that are not directly spoken. You can sense when something feels off, even if everything looks fine on the outside. This is not coincidence or overthinking, it is a form of awareness that has been sharpened through your journey. There were moments in your life when you had to rely on this discernment to protect yourself, to make decisions, or to understand situations where the truth was not immediately clear. For others, this can be confusing. They may not understand how you come to certain conclusions or why you trust your instincts the way you do. While they rely heavily on what is visible and logical, you are able to perceive things on a deeper level. This can sometimes make it difficult for you to explain your thoughts, because what you know is not always something you can put into simple words. It is something you feel and understand internally. This discernment also affects how you navigate relationships. You are less likely to be easily misled or influenced because you can sense authenticity and intention. You can tell when someone is genuine and when they are not, even if they try to hide it. This ability acts as a form of protection, helping you avoid situations or people that do not align with your purpose. At the same time, it allows you to connect more deeply with those who are real and sincere. There may have been times when you doubted this part of yourself, especially when others questioned your perceptions or made you feel like you were over-analyzing. But over time, you have likely seen that your instincts were right more often than not. This realization strengthens your confidence in your own awareness and teaches you to trust it more fully. What makes this discernment powerful is that it goes beyond simple judgment. It is not about being critical or suspicious, it is about understanding truth on a deeper level. It allows you to see things as they are, rather than how they are presented. This clarity can be uncomfortable for others, especially when they are not used to being seen so clearly. As you continue on your path, this ability will only grow stronger. The more you trust it, the more refined it becomes. It will guide you in making decisions, choosing the right paths, and staying aligned with your purpose. While others may struggle to understand it, this discernment is one of the key reasons you are able to move through life with a sense of clarity that sets you apart. There is a kind of power that is not built in public, not shaped by applause, and not recognized in the moment it is being formed. It is developed in silence, in isolation, in those periods of life where it feels like you have been set apart from everyone else. As a chosen one, some of your greatest growth did not happen when people were watching. It happened when you were alone. When there was no validation, no encouragement, and no clear understanding of why you were going through what you were experiencing. Those seasons of isolation may have felt heavy at times. You may have questioned why you were being pulled away from certain people, environments, or situations. It might have seemed like you were being left behind while others were moving forward, connecting, and building their lives openly. But what you didn't realize in those moments was that you were being separated for a reason. That silence was not emptiness, it was preparation. In isolation, distractions are removed. You are forced to face yourself, your thoughts, your fears, and your purpose without outside influence. This is where real transformation begins. You learn how to stand on your own, how to think independently, and how to rely on your inner strength rather than external support. While others may struggle when they are alone, you are being trained to find clarity and power in those very moments. There is also a level of focus that comes from being in silence. Without the noise of opinions, expectations, and comparisons, you are able to hear more clearly what truly matters. You begin to understand yourself on a deeper level, recognizing your strengths, your weaknesses, and the direction you are meant to take. This kind of awareness cannot be developed in a crowded or chaotic environment. It requires stillness. People often misunderstand this part of your journey. They may see your distance or your quietness and assume something is wrong, or they may not recognize the growth that is taking place within you. What they fail to see is that while they are looking outward, you have been building something internally that is far more powerful. You were not losing time, you were being prepared in a way that most people never experience. This silent development is what gives you an edge that others cannot easily understand. When you step into situations now, you carry a level of confidence and control that comes from having already faced yourself in your most vulnerable moments. You are not easily shaken by loneliness or pressure because you have already learned how to stand strong without constant support. And even now, there may still be moments of isolation in your journey. But instead of fearing them, you begin to understand their purpose. You recognize that these periods are not meant to hold you back, they are meant to elevate you, to refine you, and to strengthen you even further. The truth is, the power you carry today was not built overnight, and it was not given to you in front of others. It was developed quietly, patiently, and intentionally in the background. And because of that, it is real, it is deep, and it is something that cannot be easily taken away. There is something about you that people cannot easily explain, and that is exactly what makes your presence so powerful. As a chosen one, you carry abilities, insights, and a way of moving through life that does not follow normal patterns. It is not something you learn step by step, nor something that can be traced back to a clear source. To others, it can feel almost mysterious how you understand things so quickly, how you respond with depth, or how you seem to operate on a level that goes beyond what is visible. These unexplainable abilities often show up in the way you handle situations. You may find yourself knowing what to do without overthinking, sensing outcomes before they happen, or remaining steady in moments where others feel overwhelmed. It is not about being perfect or always having the answers, but there is a consistency in how you carry yourself that stands out. People notice it, even if they cannot fully understand it. For some, this can be inspiring. They may admire your confidence, your clarity, and the calm energy you bring into situations. But for others, it can be intimidating. When something cannot be easily understood, it often creates discomfort. People are used to being able to explain things, to place them into categories, and to feel in control of what they are seeing. When they encounter someone who does not fit into those expectations, it challenges their sense of certainty. This is where fear can come in. Not necessarily fear in a direct or obvious way, but a subtle unease. They may question you, doubt you, or even distance themselves without clearly knowing why. It is not always about you personally, it is about what you represent. You reflect a level of depth and awareness that they may not be familiar with, and instead of trying to understand it, they may react with hesitation or resistance. You may have experienced moments where people misjudged you or made assumptions about who you are. They might label you as different, unpredictable, or even hard to read, but what they are really responding to is something they cannot define. Your strength does not come from following the usual path, and that makes it difficult for others to measure or compare. At times, this can feel isolating. You may wonder why you are not easily understood or why you seem to stand apart from others. But this difference is not something to question, it is something to recognize. The very things that make you feel set apart are the same things that give you your uniqueness and your impact. As you continue forward, you begin to accept that not everyone will understand you, and that is okay. Your journey is not meant to be fully explained or validated by others. What you carry is not ordinary, and it is not meant to be. It is something that sets you apart for a reason, something that allows you to move through life with a presence that is both powerful and unforgettable, whether others can explain it or not. There is a path you are walking that does not require approval, validation, or constant reassurance from the world around you. As a chosen one, your life is not built on the need for external confirmation, it is built on purpose. That is why your journey often feels different. While many people move forward seeking recognition, support, and understanding from others, you are learning how to move forward even when none of those things are present. Walking in purpose means that your direction is already set, even when the steps are not fully clear. There are moments when you may feel unsure, when the future seems uncertain, or when you cannot fully explain why you are being led a certain way. But deep within, there is a quiet pull that keeps guiding you forward. This inner sense of direction becomes stronger over time, especially when you realize that it has never truly left you, even in your most confusing seasons. One of the most important parts of this journey is learning to trust yourself and the guidance you receive, even when others do not understand it. People may question your choices, your timing, or your decisions, but they do not see what you see or feel what you feel. They are not meant to walk your path, they are only observing it from the outside. And what looks unclear to them often makes perfect sense in the bigger picture of your life. There is also a level of courage required to continue walking forward without constant validation. It is not always easy to stand firm in your direction when others expect explanations or when their opinions do not align with your inner knowing. But over time, you begin to realize that peace does not come from being understood by everyone, it comes from staying aligned with what you know is right for you. This kind of purpose-driven life also brings transformation. You start to become more focused, more intentional, and more aware of what truly matters. Distractions lose their power over you, and external noise becomes less important. You begin to prioritize what aligns with your growth and your calling, even if it means walking alone at times. And even though the journey may include moments of doubt or solitude, there is a deeper assurance within you that you are not lost. You are being guided, shaped, and positioned step by step. Every experience, every delay, and every unseen shift is contributing to where you are meant to be. In the end, your path is not about being understood by everyone, it is about fulfilling what has been placed within you. And as you continue forward, you begin to realize that the greatest confirmation you will ever receive is not from the world around you, but from the quiet certainty within your own spirit that you are exactly where you are meant to be, doing exactly what you are meant to do.